Heed well, listeners, for this world is darkness and pain. From the ice-capped mountains of Jotunheim to the untamed steppes in all their wild splendor. From shrouded Ophir, where dark creatures perform darker rites, to civilized lands like Argos and Zamar, where humans seek diversions, while their petty rulers wage endless war upon one another. The Stygian blackness of night encroaches from all sides, but some there are who stand against it, for revenge, for power, for bloodlust, or for principle. They bring their steel against this world. Throk of the wild barbarians, Arven of the Shadar Kai, Daro the Faceless One, and Raylan, the Promised One, Herald of Zalios. Against all they survey, these four will prevail. Or they will perish.
Welcome to Shadows of Archonia, our weekly... Hey, Canuck's here already! Hello, Canuck!
Hello!
That was really fast. We're so glad to see you. We are so glad to be back in our regular weekly campaign. We had last week off and the 3 weeks before that for unrelated one-shots. That's not true. One of them was related, tangentially. Mm-hmm. But now we are finally back to the regular Shadows of Archonia campaign. It's been a heck of a ride, a nice little break to refresh our minds and get excited about this world again. I am Steve Boshear. I will be your dungeon master for this evening. If I didn't already say so, we are playing 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons, as usual. We are doing this in a homebrew setting of my own creation called Archonia. There are rules in play from a third-party 5th edition supplement called the Dark Arts Player's Companion, which I looked for recently and it wasn't on the shelf and I never bothered to go figure out where I laid it, but we have a printout of it. It's a free PDF you can find online. It's by John Oman 3000. It has all sorts of new races, subclasses for every class in the player's handbook, new spells, new monsters. Just a great supplement. Again, it's a Dark Arts Player's Companion. It's all full of dark artsy things with words like blood and shadow and the titles of everything. Check it out.
Lots of blood.
It's really cool. And yeah, it's themed that way, but it's also a very cool mechanically balanced supplement that we all enjoy. So check it out. Support the creator, John Oman 3000. You just saw our intro, which has music from J-Man at OurMusicBox, who is back in full force on YouTube. Check him out on his YouTube channel, OurMusicBox. He puts up music, hundreds, maybe thousands of pieces of music available for free to use in your creative endeavors. All he requires of you is content and perhaps a donation if you are able and willing. He is someone who believes that people should pay for art if they value it. And therefore he doesn't worry about charging you for stuff. So we appreciate that viewpoint, and we urge you to go check him out and toss a coin to your Witcher. What else about the intro? The voiceover by Alexander George M.S, who's a good friend of the show and lent his voice to our animation there. The artwork in the intro animation is by myself. I do take commissions for my digital 3D artwork. I do character portraits for Dungeons and Dragons and other role-playing games. In fact, I'm currently also doing a commission for concept art for a TV show that someone is going to be pitching. So, yeah, it's fun. So, again, I do take commissions. Commissions are always open. If that ever changes, I'll let you know. Hit me up on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram as Mighty Works Character Portraits, or on ArtStation under my real name, Steve Boshear. Actually, I realized recently, I always say it that way, but Mighty Works on Twitter, like my Twitter name is Mighty Works Character Portraits, but my handle is actually at Steve Boshear, so it's the best of both worlds. That's how you know you found me. Anyway, that's it about the game and about me. Let's hear from our players. Who are you guys?
I am Joshua, and I will be playing Throck. Who is, because I think we're supposed to say the barbarian fighter, yes?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, that part.
Yeah.
Give levels.
Okay.
Give your levels.
Oh, right. Barbarian
Level
5.
8.
Barbarian
Fighter
5, Fighter 3. Are you thinking that you're done with Fighter?
Except that the next one is an ASI or feat.
Okay.
Probably one more level.
Valid.
Yeah.
My name's Alan, playing we left off with Raylan tonight, and he's a sorcerer, level 8, fallen Azamar.
Yes, with a dual personality.
Dual personality, yeah.
And a third
We're
person
down to
trapped
2.
in his head.
Oh, we're still at 3, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah, we're
because
still at 3.
we were at 4 for a minute there.
For a
We
minute.
haven't gone down to 4, and we haven't gone down to 2 in a while.
But
In a minute.
Rod doesn't technically count as a split personality. He's just another being trapped inside the same brain.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
perhaps splitting hairs, but there you go.
I mean, you could argue that, all personalities are different beings inside the brain.
Well, true, except we now know the canon of how Raylan and Zelios came to be. And they
Yes.
were, in fact, a person that was split.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's my turn. Carolynn, level 8 Shatterkai Druid named Oven.
Yeah.
I got all of that right.
You got it.
All right, good.
Matt, I'm playing Daro. He is a level 5 rogue and a level 3 paladin.
Oh man, you're level 3 paladin? Damn.
Yep. It's starting to get interesting.
All right. So when last we left our heroes, they were...
Enjoying the high life.
Yeah, you guys really were. You had found yourselves in Throck's new palace, which he inherited from Nimir, the last of the storm giants and king of giant kind, who died in the opening scenes of our first session over a year ago. You guys, 8 levels and 1 year of real time ago, only Oven and Throck were there at the time, but met Nimir and received a prophecy from him. Recently found out that whoever returned Nimir's medallion to his people in Jotunheim would inherit all his worldly possessions, all of which are contained in his palace. So you're there now. It's a cloud palace in the clouds, on a cloud, made of compressed clouds. And there's your group shot showing what everyone looks like. Mm-hmm. So you guys staggered in and discovered a number of things about the palace. First of all, it is filled with 100 cloud beings, magical constructs who are essentially unseen servants. who will obey any command given to them by Throck. In fact, seem to be able to mentally read his wishes and provide for them before he even finishes speaking. There's 100 of them. They function mostly like unseen servants in the spell Unseen Servant, except that they're big, and you can see them because they're made of clouds. You also learned that there is a storm giant-sized feast that is constantly prepared in the main hall. You guys ate from it and gained the benefits of the Hero's Feast spell. This was probably 2 hours ago at this point, but those spell effects last for 24 hours. Anytime you want to come back and eat for an hour, you will gain the benefits of the spell. However, you can only do so once a week. If you come more than once a week, you can eat, but you won't gain the spell benefits. It's just regular food.
Oh, we will eat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Reminder from that. Right now, you guys are all immune to fear and have whatever you rolled last time, 2d10 extra max hit points until that wears off. Two of you went and took a bath, 2 separate baths. Oven and Raylan staggered around naked and drunk for a while as well, while the other 2 of you, Darrow and Throck, experimented with a hole in the floor, which you found after being led to it by one of the cloud servants who Throck had asked, "How do we get out of here?" This is where he led you. It's a hole in the floor that looks down from the sky onto the world below, and there are magical symbols hovering in the air over the hole. You learned that by moving the symbols around, you can change what part of the world you're looking at through the hole. And when you zoom all the way in, it stops about 20 feet above the ground. The circle in the middle of the hole will glow red instead of blue, and at that point, you can jump through that circle and teleport straight to the ground. You were not able to discover any apparently intentional way of getting back. What you did do was toss a rope through, and doing so seemed to stop the door open, as it were, and you could climb the rope to get back up. But it's dangerous. You know, everyone who climbs up goes flying into the air as they get through the portal and must be caught before they fall back down. So
it only works if there's a bucket.
Yes. The 2 other things that we need to remember before we pick up here: Oven, still drunk. Raylan, your clothes are clean now. Actually, Oven's clothes are clean too, but not as clean.
But I got them back already, right?
Yeah, you got them back now. They look better than they did the day you bought them. Oven, you took off like the first 18 layers of mud and dirt, but they're still, I mean, they could stand another wash.
Not necessary.
Yeah, I know. Also, nobody yet has told Darrow that Oven peed on him.
Yes, and we are going to keep it that way.
Yeah. Oven may not remember.
I didn't even see it. I didn't even see it happen, did I?
No, you weren't here yet. She staggered into the room drunk and naked and saw a hole with a rope and a bucket going through it and did what she does, not knowing that Darrow was at the bottom. But Darrow, she didn't pee through the middle, so her pee didn't teleport down. It spread out. It spread out into the atmosphere, and Darrow only caught 1 drop. So that's what happens.
Man.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is everyone back right now in the castle?
At the moment, everyone is back in the castle next to the teleporting hole in the floor. And there is still a rope with a bucket tied to it, just dropped through the hole.
If I can, I want to try, after I change and get into my clothes, I want to try to talk to Darrow.
Yeah, you're already dressed. You were already dressed when we left. You came in naked, but you went back and found your clothes, and yeah.
Do I smell any pee on Darrow?
Perception check.
Are you sniffing me?
Well, I'm just maybe I just smell it because I just smell it.
No,
Okay.
it's one drop. It hit the back of his neck. You can't smell it.
Okay, good. So
He doesn't know what it was. It was just a drop of water that hit him.
Yeah,
So,
I wouldn't even know. Strange
so
that there's water coming out in the desert, though.
Yeah.
Raylan comes up to you and he says, "So, man, that was a great bath. You should go to the bath, Darrow. It's really nice."
I'll get there in a minute. I'm still trying to figure all of this out.
But that whole thing.
Yeah, it's quite fascinating and very. It's not difficult to get out, but getting back seems to be the difficult part.
So there's no like instructions of how to use it?
I haven't seen any. Maybe Throck. Maybe you can ask your cloud friends. Wait, Throck's here still with us, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're all in the room at this point. That's where we
Okay.
Yeah. And if not, maybe the cloud friends even know how to use it.
Wait, so you want me to do what?
Throck, Throck, you know what would make things a lot easier? Can you just tell your cloud friends that they can listen to us too? It doesn't have to just be you.
Well, why do I need to do that?
Well, just so you know, you can take a break. We've been asking you to do a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And probably so he doesn't have to run around naked anymore.
Oh, man, I have to do everything. I carry the bags, I order and around, and
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah, you deserve a break.
Okay. Yeah. That's a good idea. Hey.
He appears. You don't know if it's the same one that you named that because they're all identical. But one of them appears.
I've already forgotten all of their names.
All I know is one was and one was.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. I'll revive that one later. Yeah. Hey. Do you see? Do you see? I don't know. Anyway, you see these? These are with me. You really could listen to them, and I mean I do. I listen to them, and they think good. So whatever they think, they'll let you know, and it's good. So if you could just make good what they think and say, that'd be good. Then I can take a break. Whatever that means.
The cloud servant continues to stare blankly at you.
Okay. Good talk.
Randon will test to see if anything happens. He just says, we're just trying to take some weight off of the new owner. So we just want to make sure we can do stuff that we can just ask you to do things for us too. Like, can you tell us how to use this machine? And he points to the hole. How to use this contraction?
He looks at you, looks at the hole, and then turns and walks over to a wall that you didn't. It's been there. You guys saw it, but you didn't pay any attention to it. It has shelves all over it with books.
Okay.
And he takes a book about the size of you, Raylan, and brings it over and sets it on a pedestal and opens it and points and then steps back.
Okay.
Now the pedestal is 6 feet up. The pedestal, if that's how tall it is.
Yeah.
So Throck can read this book standing on tiptoes, except Throck can't read.
Yep.
All right. So Raylan goes, man, that's. He looks up. He's like, okay. So he looks for like stuff to stand on top of. So he gets like a couple of boxes or whatever, or a couple of chairs, and he goes up on top.
Okay.
Can I understand it?
No. It is not written in a language that you know.
Man. So I look over to Daro. It's like, I can't read this language.
What does it look like?
Raylan, give me a history check.
Okay. History. 14.
Okay, you cannot read it, but you recognize the general shapes of the symbols as being in Giant. Because you've seen the Giant language a few times now.
I think it's in their language, the Giant language.
That makes sense. Yeah, I can't read that either.
Avin? Is Avin in the room?
Yeah, she's there.
Oven is in the room. Yes.
Oh, okay.
And
Do you know Giant?
very drunk Oven kind of looks over at Raylan and says, "Yes."
Are you?
All right.
Is Alvin clothed at this point yet?
Yes, everybody's dressed again. That happened
Okay, cool. Just
already.
making sure.
All right. Raylan like holds his hand down. It's like, okay, I'll help you up.
I'm gonna go ahead and look at Throck.
Mm-hmm.
Do one of these things.
Throck's looking handsome. All right.
Up.
Oh. Yeah.
Like a toddler. I get it. Yeah.
Yep. You got it.
Okay.
Raylan puts his hand down like, whatever. I just took a bath, so
It's actually a little high now. Because Throck is, what are you, 6'4"? 6'6"?
I don't know.
And if
6'8".
he's
6'8".
if he's got your waist over his head, you're now too high to read the book.
Yeah.
I can bend down.
Okay.
Well, all right. Is that okay? Whatever.
Right.
Anyway,
So
you're up there.
what does it say?
Yes, Steve. What does it say?
Well, Drunky McGee, roll a perception check.
Okay.
Because as we discussed, you drank your body weight in giant wine.
Yeah, I did.
Man, if only I had like a sobering spell.
A crit fail would be like she vomits on the pages.
She already threw up once.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
she sure did. Okay, let's do this. 1d20 plus 2. 11.
You can make out the word. You can make out the word medallion.
Medallion.
There's 2 pages of writing. Big
this-
writing. But you just can't seem to get your vision to be like one thing.
Yeah.
But you can make out the word medallion.
At this point, Raylan realizes that she's drunk or whatever, and and says, "How much have you been drinking?"
One.
This many.
One.
I've seen how big those glasses are. Did you drink that whole glass?
We can't leave you alone for 5
Yes.
minutes.
See, I actually picture as like having leaned down to read the book. Now she's just like laying folded in half.
That's how I'm picturing it too.
Yep,
Absolutely.
yep.
Raylan, folds his
Yep,
arms.
I imagine
One,
she's
one
got
eye open, trying to read.
she's got one hand up to hold the skull on her head because it's gonna fall off.
Yeah.
Raylan kind of folds his arm. He says, "Man, okay, we'll just have to wait until you sober up, I guess."
Throck,
Jeez,
give me a
sis.
perception check from Throck.
Okay. Wow. 15.
Okay.
Throck, being 6'8", you can just a little bit see some of these words anyway.
Okay.
And somehow, for the first time in your entire life, you experience knowing that that symbol means a word.
I don't believe it.
And and the word is operate. And it's the only symbol you can see.
Huh. Yeah.
I don't know that either of you have seen either of these words, so I can't
Well,
say anything.
Oven said medallion.
Oh,
Yeah,
did she?
obviously
Okay.
that. Yeah.
So it has something to do with a medallion or the medallion.
Yeah, but what medallion are they talking about?
I mean, the one that Throck has from the giant, right? Or do we give that one back?
Gave that back.
Oh, then yeah, I have no idea.
Hey, when you look at these book things, does like inside your head like see this, like, does it kind of hear this thing like operate?
Wait, operate?
Yeah.
Are you still holding her up?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Are you still awake, Oven?
I am actually trying to scramble onto the book since it's as big as Raylan.
Yeah,
right?
you can be on the book. You could take a nap on it.
Yep. I'm gonna drool a little on the pages.
Throck, do you see like something operate?
Whoa.
If you want to look at it like intentionally, get up on your toes and look, you can probably make out most of the page from here. The parts that Oven is not laying on.
Yeah, it operate and is that where she got medallion?
Yeah, you see medallion.
Oh.
You see that what it says is the medallion of Robert Fair, but you cannot read the rest of it because Oven has passed out on it.
Okay, so I'll tell you what's happening here is something is going operate medallion Robert Flair.
Robert?
Fair.
Robert?
Robert
Yep, Fair.
Fair.
Yeah.
Robert.
Yep.
Who's Robert?
Did you just read your first words?
I don't know.
It will be easier to see if you take it off the pedestal.
Yeah, but Oven's on it right now.
Yeah, but so what?
I mean that would
Wow.
that wouldn't be an issue.
That's really not an issue for Throck.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean
Robert.
I need to
Hey, Cloudman, person.
He turns his head to you. I want to reinforce this to you guys. They don't behave like intelligent beings. They basically just do what you say. They're not really people. Not that you guys would know that, but your impression of them is that they're kind of mechanical. Like they turn their head to acknowledge that you're speaking, but that's it.
Yeah.
We're just being nice.
Yeah.
Is there a medallion of Robert Flair around?
He nods.
can we have it?
He turns and looks at Throck.
Does
Sorry.
Throck have it?
I think they're asking for Throck's approval.
Oh.
At this
Just
point, Oven just lets out a loud snore.
Throck, just say okay.
Okay.
He goes out of the room, and a couple minutes later returns with his thumb and forefinger pinching what to him is a tiny, tiny medallion, but to you guys is a regular sized like necklace with a medallion on it. Because the
Right.
one that Throck had that was Nimir's was huge,
Mm-hmm.
but this one is like a regular human sized necklace, and he leans
Right.
down and hands it to Darrow.
I take it.
Okay, it's a circular medallion with a red jewel in the center.
Well,
I give it a little shake and
there you go.
so this must be how we get back.
Maybe.
We'll have to test it again before we just jump out.
Before that, I think we should like look around this castle some more. I think we've only been like in like this little area.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some other stuff around here that we haven't even seen yet.
I'm gonna pocket the medallion for now.
Throck is reaching up and kind of moving, just like shift over. Maybe you think she's okay up there?
Oh yeah, she's fine.
Yeah, just toss a blanket on her. Or here, I
You,
throw like a.
Throck, you did not in fact bring the book down, right? The book is still up there.
Okay. Nobody. Yeah, Throck's not gonna think of that. Come on.
I love. This is like. I feel like this is something Throck might think of because it's a basic spatial orientation problem of I need to see that thing. But hey, whatever.
Well, no. I mean, I don't. Throck doesn't even know what's happened really. Like they're saying that I'm reading it, but I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somehow Throck is like somehow the words are on paper. I don't know, but it's
No,
not.
the words are just there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how reading works.
Well, we should get Alvin down anyway. If you could bring her down.
Yeah.
She's knocked out though.
Yeah, she might roll off and just bring it all down.
Okay.
All right. So
That's Oven's worldview, by the way.
Bring it all down, yes.
Bring it all down.
Burn everything.
Also, the
So,
worldview
yeah.
of Carolyn and every character she's ever played in D&D.
Untrue.
Name one.
Orion.
Come on. She
What?
definitely wanted to bring it all down.
Absolutely not.
Okay, sure.
Well, all right.
So-
Throck will bring down the book then, and
Okay. And Carolyn and Oven on it.
yeah, if I can hold it straight enough.
Give me a dexterity check.
Okay.
Both of us?
No.
Probably not me.
You're asleep.
Not bad.
What's that?
13.
Okay, so you get the book down. You do not manage to keep Oven on the book,
Yeah, right.
but you do manage to roll her off onto the pedestal instead of letting her fall all the way to the ground.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
But
she's
she's
still
just up
asleep.
there.
She's just up there. Yeah.
All right. I mean, Throck's gonna look in the book just by happenstance. So
Okay.
see what's.
Yeah. So I'm not going to read it all to you word for word, but basically what you get is essentially what you guys have already figured out about how to use the device to teleport to different places.
Mm-hmm.
But it also says the portal down is only going to stay open as long as it takes for something to pass through it. So by dropping the rope through, if you guys, if Throck is reading and the rest of you are understanding for him, this is what you can get out of it.
Yeah.
By dropping the rope through, you guys essentially put a doorstop in. But that's not how it's intended to operate. Like, that might cause problems in the long term because it doesn't work that way. Really, what ought to happen is this thing, when you zoom in, it's 20 feet above the ground, which is what I said last time. Well, the storm giants are 25 to 27 feet tall. So one of them could simply reach up and get back in. If there was someone in here to open the portal for them, they could just reach up and climb back in, and that's all it would take. They wouldn't need a rope lowered down. And the force that shoots you guys into the air is intended to just gently lift a storm giant, and they can just climb back in. The Medallion of Robert Fair is an ancient magical item that will teleport a person from anywhere in the world to a single predetermined place. And reading this book, you grow to understand this is an ancient tool. And the place to which it teleports you has been altered at some point in the past. It used to be an interdimensional, like extraplanar destination. But now this medallion will bring you here to this room.
Okay.
But only one person can use it.
Well, it sounds like one of us carries it, and then whenever we want to return, one person teleports back, activates the portal, tosses down a rope, and catches everybody. or we build some sort of better catching system up here, like ropes or something.
This is one of those things where, like, I wish I was a player, because I've got all these ideas about how you could do this, how you could rig something up to catch people, but at the same time, like, it's not my job to figure that out. So.
Yeah.
It's not my job either.
Which is why we should have the cloud people build us a landing port of some sort. Anyway, we'll deal with that in a minute. We wanted to go explore the rest of the castle.
Yeah. So as Raylan's saying that, Raylan just asked one of the cloud, like, you know what? Can you just like show me around the castle, like a tour?
He doesn't understand that one.
Like, take me to all the rooms.
He starts walking.
All right, I start following him.
Okay.
All right.
He's gonna just take you to every room in the order that you pass them. So like, there's the kitchen, which is sized up for giants. However, you do notice that while the majority of the castle is sized for storm giants, the kitchen is significantly smaller. It's still huge for you, but clearly it is not storm giants that were working in the kitchen, or were intended to work in the kitchen. In fact, also these cloud creatures, these entities, they're not the size of storm giants either. They're the size of smaller giants. So he continues leading you around. He shows you the kitchen. He shows you some storage areas full of big crates and bags and things. He shows you bedroom after bedroom after bedroom, which are not in use. And just goes on and on and on. But you notice there is a room that he walks right past. This is probably, if you're going to stick with him, this is probably like an hour into the tour.
That's fine.
There is a room on the top level of the palace that he does not take you into.
All right, when he passes it. Oh, actually, Dara, go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick. I'll be muted, but I can still hear you guys.
Make
Okay.
sure you mute real good.
Yep.
If everybody starts hearing,
Oh, come on.
So as soon as he passes that room, I ask him, wait. You didn't show me this room.
he stops and stares at you. He stopped as soon as you said wait.
Yeah.
When you say the second thing, he doesn't react at all.
So Raylan realizes, show me this room.
Nothing happens.
All right. Raylan's about to go open the door, but he actually stops and he's like, you know what? Can you just open this door?
Nothing happens.
And Raylan goes, huh, okay. All right. Is Throck, are you with me?
Throck didn't come with you. Throck is still
Okay.
downstairs.
Yeah,
Last I heard, anyway. It's just you.
No,
Okay.
yeah. Throck didn't go with. Throck left though to follow the smell of bacon and eat a little bit more. So
Okay.
Throck is
All
going
right,
to get so big.
so good.
Raylan tries the handle. Yeah. Really high.
When you reach for it, you see coming from every side, like both sides of the hallway, at lightning speed, like faster than you've ever seen anything move. Just like shoo, 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 shoo. Cloud servants just appear and stand in front of the door.
Raylan goes like this.
They do nothing to you, but their physical presence forces you back.
Okay. Is there like a sign or anything on the door? Like a name or anything?
No, but the door is a different color than the other doors. The other doors are all general, like dark wood color, kind of like that. That's what most of the doors are like. But
Okay.
this one is painted red.
All right. So Raylan makes a note of this, and he says, "All right. Never mind about that door. Can you show me the other rooms, please?"
The tour continues. He shows you more bedrooms. Most of the palace is bedrooms. There is like an armory full of giant-sized weapons. There's a library. There's, like I said, a kitchen. There are several sitting rooms. There's one big conference room where like you could walk under the table without ducking. General rooms that you would find in like a palace, a rich person's place. But for the most part, it's a place where people live.
Okay.
But it's
All right.
intended, like I said last time, it's intended for a lot of giants to be living here.
All right. With that information, I eventually come back to where Throck is,
Okay.
and I tell him about what I saw. I'm like, Throck, there's a lot of rooms around here, whatever. But there's one room that they wouldn't let me go in. Maybe they'll let you go in. Do you want to check it out?
This tour took about 2.5 hours. I assume Throck has been eating most of that time.
Oh yeah. Most of the time, at some point, I was thinking about calling Good Oak and asking to see something ooh-ha-ha. But other than that,
Yeah, that it wouldn't have gotten you any response because they don't know what that means. But yeah, Throck, you feel different than you've ever felt in your whole life. You grew up on the Untamed Steppes, and in the brief time that you were not on the Untamed Steppes, you've mostly traveling, going from inn to inn, or just in the wilderness. You always hunt or rely on the hunting of others. All of a sudden, you have eaten so much food that you don't want to eat anymore. And it's taken 2.5 hours, but this has never happened before. Ever.
First time.
You look at some food and you don't want it. It's never happened before.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Daro, what have you been doing in the 2.5 hours, Daro?
This day.
Covered up Aubin with something, but left her there because I can't carry her. I probably could, but then I took the medallion. Well, I had to pocket the medallion. I probably eventually went and joined Throck and just snacked a bit more.
Okay.
Trying to think about like where we go from here. Are we satisfied? Like, what do we?
Well,
I'm contemplating.
I did find something, but I haven't told you about it yet.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to establish where they were. Now you can tell them.
Okay.
Yeah. So if Daro's there with Throck, he should hear me talk about this door.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I found a door. They wouldn't let me go into it. And I was thinking maybe they would let Throck go into it.
I wonder why servants wouldn't let their masters go in.
Well, maybe Throck is the master.
The master.
Yeah.
Hey, Throck, you're not eating anymore. You okay?
No.
No.
You all right? You feeling sick?
Yeah. No. I just. It just this place is. I don't know. It's doing some really strange things to me here. I don't really. So I see the food, but I don't really want to put it in my mouth.
Oh my God!
I don't.
Dara, I think he's full.
Throck is full. I mean, you
I
did
think
eat.
He's full. He's been eating this whole time.
This is your first time being full, Throck.
Full. So that's what that means.
Yeah. Full.
It
Full
just
is
means
when you don't want to eat anymore, Throck.
Oh, you're a fool if you don't eat anymore. Oh.
It just means your body needs time to catch up with how much food you've eaten.
Throck, here. Well, how about we go check out this door and you can walk off all that food you just ate?
Yeah.
Okay, I hope so, because I really like putting food in my mouth.
Yeah.
By the way, let's by the way, on the way, should we go get Oven too? Maybe.
Yeah.
She might be
try to wake her up.
Sober up by now.
2.5 hours should be enough to at least not be.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah.
You wanna nudge her? I'm afraid to nudge her.
I got it.
I rolled for this before to see how long I would be drunk.
Well, maybe. But what I was about to ask you to do is roll to see how long you remain unconscious. Roll a d4.
Okay.
Can I help that somehow by like?
No.
Okay.
3. Okay.
3
hours. So it's been 2.5. By the time Daro finds you, more or less, yeah, he can wake you up.
Well, I'm gonna let Throck wake her up.
Okay, Throck can wake her up. How does that go?
Well, you said she's on the pedestal, right?
Okay.
Yep. Okay. Just reach up and push.
Oh. Well, let's see.
Hey.
I'm gonna make a attempt. Wait, do you push her off?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Are you trying to push her off?
I'm trying to wake her up, and she seems very out of it. So I'm not trying, but I'm not trying.
I think we need a roll here.
Wait, I want to get this straight. Throck, You are simply pushing her with zero concern for how hard you're pushing her. Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah. You know what? With more strength than I've ever had before.
Roll a straight strength check.
Oh,
Yep.
God.
All right, here we go.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Alvin, I hope you have your backup character ready.
All right, it's just a 17.
17?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She comes.
Yeah.
She not only comes off the pedestal, she catches a little air on the way.
Wait, can one of us attempt to catch her?
Yeah. I'm gonna say that she's not. Throck didn't throw her with any particular speed, so this is not going to be a dexterity check. But make an athletics check to see if you can catch a falling oven.
Okay. I'll make it. 11.
You catch her, but you both go down. What you succeed in doing?
Oh my gosh.
What you succeed in doing is cushioning Oven's fall. So, Carolyn, you're gonna roll 1d6 bludgeoning damage, but Raylan is gonna take the damage.
I'm crossing my fingers for you, Alan.
Here comes that 6.
I'm in the doorway laughing.
Okay, Raylan takes 2 bludgeoning damage from Oven's hip smashing into his nose, and driving his head into the floor.
It could have been the antlers. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
If it had been the antlers, it would
Does
have
she
been
wake
piercing.
up from this?
Yeah, she's gonna wake up.
Okay.
I feel like even a super drunk person wakes up from falling 6 feet onto a person.
Yes.
So Raylan says, "Oh."
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
you're
gonna go ahead and cast Goodberry. And
So
Raylan-
she wakes up bleary-eyed and seeing double, pounding headache, and immediately casts Goodberry.
Yes, because hello, I probably need it too.
Yeah.
Raylan's gonna say, "You mind getting off?"
So very clumsily, of course, Oven is gonna scramble off of Raylan.
Raylan kind of rolls over. And he kind of... Go ahead.
I said I'm gonna hand you half of the good berries that I've just created.
All right.
Wait a minute. I have an adjustment.
Uh-oh.
I forgot one small detail.
I feel like if we can't do this, neither can you.
Wait, hey, what?
No. It's not a big deal. She's talking about retconning.
Yeah.
You have no hangover.
Woo!
Because the
Yeah.
hero's feast made you immune to poison.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
It should have made you immune to intoxication in the first place, but since you did that to yourself willingly, I'm going to say it didn't apply.
Yeah. That's fair.
And I bet you the
Okay.
Giants figured out how to make alcohol that bypasses it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, they would have. It's their own hero's feast that they eat all the time. They wouldn't want to never get drunk.
Yep.
Huh.
So Raylan kind of gets up and still kind of like, ugh. It's like, Oven, we found a room. We're gonna go see if we can get into it. But maybe Throck can only get into it. Let's check it out.
Yeah. Alan, have you ever had the wind knocked out of you because like something hit your diaphragm?
Yeah.
Like that's how Raylan feels right now.
Yeah. So he's better getting out. Raylan looks on the floor and he says, "Man, I wonder if things would be easier if I was with Freya right now."
Oven hands Raylan the rest of the good berries.
Okay.
You look
Thanks.
like you need these more than I do.
I mean, if
Fix one.
you lost 2 hit points, you're still above your normal maximum hit points because the hero's feast gave
true.
you increased max hit points.
So anyway, you want to check out that room?
Before we move out of this room, did we figure out how to activate the medallion? Was there like a word or something? Or is it just we use it and it works.
You, Daro, are the one holding it. You get the sense that were you to spend some time like concentrating, meditating on the medallion and really examining it, that you might figure out how to use it.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay, carry on.
But yeah, Raylan starts showing everybody where the room is. So you're like, it's like, follow me.
So you got the full tour, huh? And this was the only door that you didn't get to see in?
Yeah. But they didn't let me go in. Don't touch it, because they got mad at me. But maybe Throck can go in. Throck, try getting in the door.
I bet there's weapons in there.
Yeah, maybe.
You already found the armory.
I know, but I'm not telling him that yet.
Okay. But like
For reasons.
the Storm Giant armory has swords that are bigger than Throck. Like it's not that
goodness.
helpful. It's not that helpful to you guys.
Oh yeah, all right.
I mean,
yeah. What, this one right here? This door?
Yeah, that door.
All right. I mean, I still haven't met a door I can't. All right. So I'll just go up to the door and try to open it.
When you reach for the handle, again the cloud servants appear and block your path.
Okay.
It's like,
Is this what happened?
yeah, that's what happened. But they should let you in. This is your castle.
Hey. Hey.
One of them, like, there's like probably 20 in front of the door. One of them, kind of in the back, turns his head to look at you when you make that noise.
Yep. What's in there? Okay.
As they have done so far, they remain silent.
Yeah.
Just tell them to get out of the way, Throck.
Okay. Get out of the way.
The one that you named gets out of the way.
Okay. All right.
All right, just say that to 20 more times, I guess.
all of them at once.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Steve, get out of the way.
Steve.
You.
You haven't told any of them that their name is Steve, so nothing happens.
Oh, right. Yeah, this is really hard. This might be the hardest door. Look. You know what? Open the door for me.
Nothing happens.
No.
Yeah,
Okay.
I tried that too, Throck.
All right. Yeah, I thought I came up with a good idea. Okay, everybody get out of my way.
Do you stand still after you say that?
Yeah.
Okay, so the path directly in front of Throck clears as cloud servants shift a little bit
Nice.
to get out of his way.
Okay. All right, Throck. Go for it.
Well, let's see what happens. Reach for the door.
Okay, the cloud servants remain out of your way.
Open the door.
Okay.
Try to open the door.
The door opens.
All right.
Just to check, who is with Throck and Raylan right now? Are you guys all there?
All of us, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So you guys are able to follow behind Throck through the path that he's cleared for you. And when you go into the room, what you see is a giant, like, orrery, like a huge, what's the word I'm looking for? Like sky dome?
Ooh.
Like a planetarium, kind of, is what you see. If you go in, have you guys seen the Dark Crystal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the spinning,
As a kid.
the spinning orrery, like the planets that's constructed where like the planets circle the sun on a constructed like metal wooden thing. That's what's in here. You see a globe and other globes mounted on arms spinning around it. And then also up on the ceiling, there are points of light that seem to be magically projected from somewhere that you can't see. And they are moving slowly in a slow circle around the center of the room. There is a hole in the roof that mirrors the size of the one in the floor below you. But this one, of course, shows you the sky. And even though you are positive that it must still be daytime, it shows you the night sky and the stars above.
Whoa. Okay.
And the shape of the room, by the way, is a dome. So walls and ceiling are one thing.
So it's like a planetarium.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does this look like the same portal thing that teleports us down to the ground, but up instead?
It is generally a hole that is that shape, and it has the same size lip around it, but it's way, way up on the ceiling. Ceiling's probably 70, 80 feet high.
Oh, wow.
So Raylan's, whoa, when Raylan gets in, he's like, wow, this is a crazy place.
Is this what our sky looks like?
By the way, Raylan, Radomir Utgast is still snoring.
Oh yeah, he also was drunk, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's the other one that got drunk.
How much do we know about astronomy in this world? Like, do we know about other planets and things, and like what all this is?
Nothing about astronomy. You are aware that astrology exists. None of you are really versed in it. You know that there are people who study the planets and the stars for... I mean, you don't really have any concept of planets, but you know that there are people who study the stars for the purpose of trying to tell the future and divination.
Yeah. Okay. Navigation probably too.
Yeah. Actually, that part only Daro would know, because the rest of you don't come from any place where ships and sailing are a thing.
You know what this stuff is about, Daro?
And do I recognize the patterns as the same in our sky on the walls? Same star patterns, constellations?
Roll me an intelligence check on that.
Oh, you.
Is this? Oh, that's gonna matter.
Actually, I feel like knowing what the night sky looks like would be something any of you could do. So
Yeah.
any of you
That's true.
can roll to see if you recognize the star patterns.
I'm gonna just.
Yeah, you might need to help me out. I got 11.
Is that intelligence?
Throck's not gonna help you out much, but he's gonna look up there and go 1.
Throck,
One.
I think Throck and Daro would be the ones most good at this, because Raylan would have spent a lot of his life inside, and Oven's from another dimension. So
Yes, but Oven rolled a 15.
okay, yeah. The answer is yes. These are the stars as you know them.
I don't know. I mean, I rolled a 3, which makes a 1. So
Damn.
Throck sees nothing out of place.
yeah, this is just.
Are there any books around?
No.
That would be helpful.
Okay. So again, Raylan says, Dara, do you know what to make of this place?
I feel like I could study this for my entire life, and
Daro,
Just-
is your passive perception still 13?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. As the orrery spins, you see a small figure standing on the far side of it. But because of the movement of the planets and heavenly bodies in the mechanism, it's only visible for a split second and then gone.
I'm gonna immediately draw my sword. Did you guys see that?
What? See what? Where?
Looked like there was somebody over there. I point in the direction.
Remember, this is a giant-sized room, so the fact that someone on the far side of the room might be hidden by an object in the room, not hard to imagine.
Well, where? Over?
If I move to either side, can I get a better angle and try to look around whatever they're hiding, that whatever planet or something they're hiding behind?
Yeah, you can move to the side and try to get a better angle.
All right, I'm gonna do that.
Are you advancing while you move? Like, are you...
Yeah, like a diagonal.
As you move to the side, you see the back of a small figure. You're still, because of the size of the room, you're still probably 100 feet away from this person. But
Wow.
you can see that they're not facing you, and they're not hiding from you. They're just standing there and happen to be on the other side of the mechanism. And they're looking up at the ceiling.
Rock's going right along with you, by the way.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep walking forward, and I'm gonna yell, "Who's there?"
Jack turns and looks at you.
Wait, Jack?
Jack.
Huh.
Jack Reno?
Yep.
Man, no way he's up here.
What?
No way.
Jack? Is that really you?
He turns, looks at you, and says, Grieve, close the door.
Oh.
And the door behind you slams shut.
Was that the first time we've heard him talk?
No,
No.
but one of the first times.
Yeah.
One of the few. Like, yeah.
Ren says,
What's going on,
What?
Jack?
"What? Why is Jack here?"
As Jack looks at you, another figure appears beside him. It is ghostly, translucent, and very slightly glowing. And it is Eerie.
No way.
What?
You also see a third person appear. It is the man that you met on the road when you were traveling north through Lithia.
The man?
The guy with the sword that gave me the mark on my sword?
The dude who was floating.
Yes.
Oh, the old man. Yeah.
Yeah.
When Throck sees Eerie, he's just gonna go for her.
Okay.
Can I
Throck goes for Eerie.
Yeah.
roll religion?
Yeah, what are you trying to find out, though?
I'm trying to find out if they're all dead.
You know Eerie's dead. You saw it happen.
Yeah, so like
She's the only ghostly one, too, right?
Correct.
I'm going to follow Throck. And I'm going to keep my sword out just because I haven't put it away.
Raylan's kind of on guard. And Raylan's actually kind of looking for grease. For grease, yeah.
Grieve.
Grieve.
Yeah, whatever his name is.
Windy.
I would even argue that Raylan carves them grease on purpose.
I
course
would
he does.
agree. Yes, that makes perfect
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. And he's actually looking around.
You can't see him. We've done this before. I think
I know.
someone
but
used
this is like a different location, so I'm
someone used like True Sight or something on him, and you can't see him because he actually is made of air. He's not just like a physical being that's invisible. Like wind is what he is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
What?
Jack.
I'm overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Raylan just yells at Jack, and he's like, "What are you doing here?"
Jack looks at you for a second and blinks. And then shakes his head. And his hair falls out a little bit longer than it was a moment ago. And for the first time, you realize that Jack actually looks like a girl.
For the first time
Oh.
for most of the people here.
For most of the people here the first time. Darrow noticed this a while ago, due to other clues that were dropped. Jack is not a little boy. Jack is a girl. And when she speaks, she says, "We have been waiting a long time for someone, anyone, to get here. It's very important that we have a conversation somewhere where they can't hear what we say."
Ooh, chills.
Who's
Wait.
this guy?
Who are you, Jack?
My name is not Jack. I'm going to tell you the truth. And it is that I have a hard time remembering everything. Grieve helps me. But the past is broken and distant. For many years, I believed that I was Jack. I made myself a boy so that I would encounter fewer problems in my travels. But even though I knew that, I thought that I was human. I thought that I was a child. Only since you four have arrived have I begun to remember that I am something else. Grieve tells me that in times long past, my name was Yandala.
Yandala?
Ian Dalla.
Yandala.
Does that sound familiar to us?
Oven may roll a religion check.
23.
Nice.
Wow.
Okay. Oven, you are aware that in ages past, there lived on Archonia races that no longer draw breath. One of those races was called the Halflings.
Halflings.
And one of their pantheon of goddesses was Yandala. Yandala was the dead god of the Halflings, and that is all you know.
I suppose it would be good information to share with my compatriots.
Yeah.
So I am going to do that.
I'm actually a little annoyed that you rolled a 23. Because that's more than I wanted to give you guys all at once, but even that much is more than I wanted to give you guys all at once. But yeah, that's what you
wow.
got.
So you just say exactly that?
Yeah. Yeah, we are in the presence of a god that I thought was dead.
A god?
Erie, are you a god? What?
Yeah, Jack is God.
Or Jack, aka this
Yolanda.
young Dala.
Gandala.
Erie speaks. It says, "Hi guys, hi. The queen sent me to talk to you because she said you'd trust it more because you know me, but I don't think you really know me. None of you know me, not for real. Anyway, she said that you should trust Jack because Jack is, I forget, but you should trust Jack.
I don't trust any of this.
Okay, but the queen doesn't like you anyway. She mostly
And
wants
I don't like you.
She mostly wants to talk to the mistress because she knows the mistress is badass.
Yeah, I believe her.
Oh yeah.
And then she's going to run up to Throg and say, Throg, the queen likes you too, but she has to pretend she doesn't because you're not hers. And then she runs back over where she was.
Oh. It's like it's a game, huh?
So Raylan's kind of like, well, this is all cool and everything, but why were you with us this whole time?
Who are you addressing?
Yandala. Yeah.
Okay.
Or Jack.
Okay, so she says, I was not with you. You came to me. I was in hiding, and you simply showed up, and fate put us together. I have appeared since we parted ways because fate seems also to draw you to places where it draws me. This was not intentional on my part. But I can tell you the meaning of the word Akun. You know this word, yes?
I do.
We've heard it from time to time.
It means chaos in its direct translation. But in context, it refers to a person upon whom elemental chaos rests. You see, many years ago, there was a force of elemental chaos, an anchor of it, that existed in the multiverse. But that anchor was destroyed. And chaos as a fundamental force of existence became unhinged and now travels around, attaching itself wherever it finds purchase. Among the extremely learned and the very wise, Akun is a word for a person to whom chaos has attached itself. And Akun Ra means chaos lord. A prophesied person to be born one day, upon whom the entirety of existence will hinge for a time because of the amount of chaotic energy involved in that person's birth and creation. I can tell you that those who are Akun find themselves not drawn to great events, but rather find great events drawn to them. You and I crossed paths, Akun Ra Zelios. Because you are Akun. It was no one's plan, but it was fated because you are like a vortex of great events. They all swirl around you.
Raylan's like shaking his head, and he's like, "I'm, I'm not Zelios."
I wasn't talking to you.
Why are you telling us this?
Because you asked. But there is something else. We have told you the truth as much as we know it. But my friend here, she now points to the man that you met on the road, who has been silent thus far.
Mm-hmm.
He is like me. And he speaks and says, I remember only that my name was once Carolynn. Hey, we got a raid. Thanks,
sick.
everyone. Good to see everybody. Thanks for coming.
Hey.
Plus
Hey,
5
guys.
proficiency.
Yellow.
Force proficiency bonus. All
Nice.
right. We're in the middle of a kind of an important reveal scene right here. We've been building to for about 45 episodes. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. You're skipping a lot of nonsense. All right. So he says, I remember that my name was Carolynn, and that I was in some ways like Yandala. But I also remember that I was born 40 years ago as a man, and grew as a man, and lived as a man. It's very confusing. I didn't know that my name was Carolynn until I met young Jack. I mean Yandala. And he looks at you, Darrow, and says, even before that, something stirred in me when I met you on the road and saw your sword.
I hold up the sword that I'm still holding.
His eyes go wide as he looks at it, as though just the sight of it has had some sort of emotional impact on him. He says, I don't remember why I know it's important, but it is important. And you are important. And there's something about myself that I can't recall. And then you guys hear from behind you the voice of Grieve. It says, they must be erased.
Who?
You!
Oven's immediately going to step in between Raylan and...
Hold on, I'm gonna plug myself. I see Choco Chip Pancakes asking a question.
Yes.
Those are not minis. That is my digital 3D artwork. If you want to commission me for some of your own characters, hit
Those are
me
our
up.
characters.
Yeah, those are our characters. They're not miniatures. That's my artwork.
Yep.
Yeah, so hit me up if you want to get your own.
You guys
Anyway,
good stuff.
yeah. So, where were we? We were talking about Grieve. Yeah, he said he wanted to erase you.
Yeah, when he says that, I'm gonna to separate my shadow.
Oven is going to step in between Grieve's voice and Raylan.
Okay. Eerie is going to raise her hand and go, "Whoa! He didn't mean kill you. That's not what he meant. Right, Grieve?" And Grieve goes,
Then what did he mean?
Yandala is going to step forward and say, the reason that we had to wait for you to get here is so that we could not be overheard. Here is the important thing. People like myself and like Carolynn, we were once gods. I know this because Grieve has told me. In our old lives, we were slain, killed. We were gods of love, of peace, of prosperity. We were gods of hope, of art, of creation, gods of music, gods of nature, gods of peace. And we were slain by the gods of darkness, gods of poison, gods of murder, gods of tyranny, gods of death.
Alvin's going to side-eye her.
In this age, the word God is synonymous with the words demon and devil. But in ancient times, gods were often beings of light, beings of good, forces of goodness in the world. And she points at you, Raylan. And when she does so, the medallion that you wear around your neck pops out from under your shirt. She says, Pelor was one of us. You wear his symbol even now. And it is in part because of your family's connection to him that you are Akun.
Raylan like grabs the medallion and tries to hold it down because he's like afraid that it's gonna fly away.
It's not like pulling away from you. It just kind of moved out from under your clothes to be visible. But she says, you all are aware of gods that hurt and kill, gods that bestow power in exchange for service. But there were once gods of love. And the universe, the multiverse, became unbalanced the day those gods died. What we have learned is that somewhere hidden from the gods that remain, hidden from Asmodeus and his ilk, there is still a being holding the divine light of goodness, in keeping for the day when we return. But our return is not guaranteed. It is the faintest breath of hope. Only through the actions of mortals can we be restored, and others like us who may have been born in mortal bodies in the years since can be restored to our full power and knowledge of that power. You are the first mortals to reach this room. Here, in a room far, far from the earth, protected by wards and spells upon spells. We can tell you the truth. But our greatest enemies are not gods. They are other mortal beings. Hideous, twisted, and alien, but mortal. And we cannot let you leave this room with the knowledge that you possess. What we need is your agreement to assist us. And then we will have to erase your memory of this conversation.
Why?
Who was it that first called you Akun?
history check.
You are very aware it was the Mind Flayers.
Oh yeah, the Mind Flayers.
Yeah.
Um,
Zalios remembered all of it the whole time. The Mind Flayers were the ones. And what you have learned since then about the Mind Flayers, which I'll remind you because your characters would remember, especially Zalios, is that not so much Throck. Zalios would remember. The Mind Flayers have overrun all of the caverns and tunnels below the earth. The entire Underdark, with a few small exceptions, belongs to the Mind Flayers. They are everywhere. And what Yandala is telling you now is that you cannot be allowed to go back to ground level with the knowledge that you possess, because they will just know it.
So Raylan says, but this will all be pointless if you erase our memories.
Eerie says, no, it's not true. Listen, I was like a practice. The Queen wants me to say that you don't have to worry about being like me. I don't know why anyone would worry about that, because I'm awesome. But I was a practice. You can tell people something without telling them. They can know things without knowing that they know them.
How much memory are we losing here?
Yandala says, just since this conversation started, you will remember coming into this room. You will remember seeing the orrery, but you will not remember speaking with us. However, your inner mind, your sleeping mind, we can plant suggestions that will send you in a direction that may help our cause.
How do we know you're not just trying to manipulate us?
We are trying to manipulate you, but we are telling you openly that we're doing so.
How do I even know we're doing the right thing? You speak of these gods I don't even know about.
The man from the road you met earlier, who has been called Carolynn now, says to you, what would your mother have said?
He like Raylan kind of looks at him and gives him like a stern look. What do you know about my mother?
I know that she was one of the very last to call upon my good friend. And when he says that, the medallion, which you're still clutching, begins to grow warm.
Darrell's going to turn to Alvin while this is happening. Go ahead and say what you're saying.
No, Raylan was just going to hold the medallion and just say, you have to understand. This is so much to consider. I don't want someone messing with my brain. What do you guys think?
I was going to ask Alvin, what do you feel? Are you feeling anything or hearing anything from the goddess?
Can I roll a check for that?
When Daro says that, Erie's going to go, hello, right here, sent from the goddess, sent from the queen, lifelong follower, now dead, sent back from the Shadowfell. Hello.
I mean, it's hard to fake Erie.
Well, yeah.
Yes, that is true.
When you say that, she's suddenly right next to you, like on the other side from where she was standing. She goes, "I know."
Oh, jeez.
Shadow immediately attacks.
Hey, hey, I wanna ask something. What are your thoughts on Groosh?
They all kind of frown, like they're trying to place the name, but you hear in your ear the sound of the wind saying, "Hate."
Hate.
Yeah. All right. So far as checking out.
Like Brock's basic test.
Yandala is gonna speak now and say, "Carolynn and I only remember hints and shadows of the past. And Eerie, of course, is a mortal who wasn't born in the old days. But Grieve was there. And he would tell us more, but he has a hard time communicating with mortals."
Well, okay.
Raylan kind of speaks up and he says, "But what's all this you're telling us? What's the goal here? Are you trying to make us bring back these gods that once loved? Are you trying to stop Zelios?
What would you have us do?
So, Yandala says, you have encountered guardians of the past, of the light. Grieve told you before. One in a dream, one in a forest, one in a tomb, one in a scabbard. These beings and others guard the remnants of the light from ages past. But most prominent among them is the great silver dragon, Da'ev. You must seek him out, for what he guards is the key to restoring balance. Nimir, the last of the storm giants, stood where you stand now when he wrote the prophecy that brought you here. You remember his words, I am sure. He saw 3 futures. In one, he saw the earth claimed by horror, chaos and madness reigning forever. This is the future promised by the chained god. In another, he saw all that is or ever will be burned to cinders. This is the future promised by many foes, chief among them Asmodeus, god of tyranny, lord of devils, and second among them, the mind flayers. Third, he saw the rays of the sun lost in the night, but rising again to bring the morning. This is the future promised to the world only if you can restore balance. And Raylan, Zelios, I believe that Nimir's prophecy was directed specifically to you because of all the gods of goodness that he could have referenced, all the ones that he could have made mention of in his prophecy. He chose the rays of the sun. And your mother's god, whose symbol you bear on that medallion, was Pelor, the god of the sun. Nimir saw all the possibilities in his final days. 2 of 3 futures end in destruction and chaos. But you 4 may yet deliver the world.
Whew. Raylan kind of looks at all of you. And what of Zelios? In any of these futures, will he survive?
They all kind of shrug. They don't know. But Eerie says, the Queen wants me to say that Zelios is a kun. He is the vortex around which important events and important people gather. But he must not think that he is more important. Mistress, Darrow, Thrak,
Yeah.
if you have been gathered to Zelios, it is because you are important. He has drawn you to him. Do you not think it strange that this unique being, upon setting out into the world, dominated by normal people, would immediately fall in with 3 creatures of such strange backgrounds, such strange blood? You travel through a world run and owned by human beings, and not one of you is a human. Do you think this happened by chance? It happened because he is a kun. Because those who have the power to shape the future are inexorably drawn to the vortex of chaos. Zelios being Akun Ra doesn't mean that he's the important one. It means that he gathers the important ones. You 4 can change everything. But the secret must be kept. The mistress reminds you of your allegiances. Raylan, Zelios, you serve no one but yourselves. But the rest of you have been put here specifically by those you follow. The mistress follows the queen. Thrak follows the god of strength and storms. Darrow was chosen by the goddess of civilization, of order. The 3 of you each represent one of the triumvirate. You see, well, maybe Jack should say. So Yondala will say now, That was very coherent, Erie. She will say, as I understand it, many years ago, when all the gods of goodness and light were slain, there were three who seemed to side with those of evil and darkness. But these many eons, they have worked and plotted in secret to restore the balance before the universe is destroyed. Cord, Erathis, and the Raven Queen. They do not care so much for good or evil, but they do care that existence continues to exist. And they alone have secretly stood against the plans and plots of all the other gods in the cosmos these many thousands of years, waiting for the day when they could position you three next to Akun Ra Zelios.
Is it a secret anymore, though? I had a vision of them fighting another god.
You refer to the overthrow of Grumsh.
Yes.
You saw nothing special in the eyes of other gods. For Cord is a god of strength and of storms. Cord is born to the fight, as was Grumsh. It is no big thing that Cord and Grumsh would fight, for they both fight all the time. You saw the Raven Queen gathering the dead, for that is what she does wherever there are dead. The fact that Erathis was there and chose you as a champion is the only unique thing about the battle, but even that is an isolated incident in the eyes of the other gods. But the fact that these three were there in concert, working together just as they are in your group in concert, that is the secret that must be kept. For if Asmodeus and Bane and Seth and the other gods find out what your lords and ladies plan, they will be slain, as were we.
So they chose monsters to blend in with monsters.
Well put. You four may save all of existence by restoring the gods of good to battle the gods of evil. But you cannot know that you are doing it.
Well, I'm here for these three, so whatever they do, I'm doing.
Somehow I feel like that should be really easy.
Aerie says, don't worry, Throck. You'll barely notice anything.
Raylan kind of looks at Oven, waiting for her to respond.
Protect the boy. That's what Throck says to you.
Oven then looks at Erie and says, are you now able to tell me which boy?
Yeah, actually, there are a lot of boys who were Akun. Some of them are still out there. But we're pretty sure Akun Ra Zelios was the boy. There was another one that was a king, and there was another one that was...
I had my suspicions about the king.
There was another one that was the only free mind in the village. And there were several others. But as time has passed, it has become clear that the greatest vortex is around this one.
I mean, I guess we're here, so makes sense.
Raylan, you hear in your head, what? What did she say?
You've been out for a while, haven't you, old man?
Oh, yeah, but it's all right. I saw this room in a dream a long time ago. Holy cow, I didn't know this was you.
Well, so I guess you three are okay with this, huh?
Suppose we need to find Dave.
I was always in it for you guys, so.
Yeah.
Whoa.
The world can burn for all I care.
Carolynn is going to point to you, Raylan. But you, as he does so, you have the strange feeling he's not pointing at you, but kind of through you.
Mm-hmm.
And while his finger's up, he speaks and says, I was waiting for you to awaken. You're the one who must do it. And he does this. And all of a sudden, Radomir Utgast gets yanked out of your body and stands on the ground in front of you, whole and complete as a living man.
Raylan goes down to the floor. He's like, oh!
For the first time in months, you're alone in there with Zelios. It's just the two of you again. And Yandala turns to...
You can make it if you try.
Radomir Utgast and says, Seer, you are the one with the knowledge of the flayer who turned to the light. You were ordained to be in this room because you can erase their memories. And Rod goes,
Heck.
oh, I don't know. I think I had too much to drink. And he sits down on the floor.
So once our memories are gone, where do we go? Where do we start?
How will we even know where to go?
Grieve says, you were there.
Where?
Throck, you're going to have to roll a charisma save in a second.
Okay. All right.
Because the words that come out that echo through the whole room and hit you like a truck in the head, Throck, are horse trees.
Oh.
Horse trees?
Yes! I love the horse
Should I just go ahead and do that now?
Yep, charisma save.
We were so close.
What'd you get, Throck?
12.
Okay, you're going to want to run out of this room screaming.
But wow, how does that interact with the hero's feast?
Does it? Let me check the spell. Hold on, I have it up here. Immune to poison.
No fear.
Yeah, you're immune to being frightened, but this is not so much fear. So you want to run out of the room, but you don't want to scream. It's more an aversion than a fear.
Yeah, all right. It feels. This is just the most uncomfortable day.
Yeah. So as you start to leave the room, you're actually gonna find your jaw smashed in by an invisible fist.
Invisible fist.
Yeah. When Throck turns and tries to leave the room, he's gonna get punched in the face by Grieve and go flying back until he hits a wall.
Oh,
That seems unnecessary.
And Raylan
Grief
goes,
says,
what the hell?
must be erased.
You know, so Raylan kind of speaks up. And he's like, I'm starting to feel like we don't have a choice here.
Yandala says, you cannot leave this room knowing what you know. But you can choose not to cooperate. We will not implant the suggestions without your permission.
Well,
I, for one, would like to go back to see the unicorn.
I'm debating if I should try to leave the room without getting my mind erased.
Yeah, good luck. Grieve just decked
Send your shadow
Throck.
out.
What's that?
Grieve just decked Throck, just to remind everyone.
Yeah, but can you stop the medallion?
so Raylan kind of looks over to Jack, aka Yandala, whatever, and so the fate of me. Do you have any idea if I have any control over this fate?
Yandala looks confused, but Carolynn speaks and says, the reason that this has to be done by mortals is because mortals are unpredictable to the gods. No matter what is happening in the multiverse, if a mortal is present, he can affect it. You are going to be present at many, many important events by the very nature of your soul and what you've attracted to you. And therefore, you will have many, many opportunities to affect those events. So yes, you're important too. But Erie's now going to speak up and say, I have to let you know, just because I hate you so much, that your life path and your choices and the things that you did are going to remain Akun even if you die. So, like, Throck could break your neck right now, and all of the rest of these guys would still be important.
Oh,
Well, that made me feel good.
Erie sticks her tongue out.
Man.
Oven goes and reaches to pat Raylan on the head.
You know what? I feel like I shouldn't even be here anyway. and you see Raylan kind of like do this with his like hair, and he's just like, I'm just gonna leave it up to you because I don't know. And then Zelios comes out, and the wings kind of go up in front of him, and he looks over.
Are we doing the charisma saves on the wings, or?
Well, I think everyone has the feast on, so it doesn't even matter, right?
Well, the four of you have the feast on. There's 4 other people in the room.
Yeah. Well, yeah. They're
Are
gonna
they
have to
within?
check that.
Are they within 10? What's the range?
It's 30 feet,
Yeah.
right?
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, they're fine.
that's right. Even Erie.
Erie doesn't even like you, so it doesn't matter.
So Zelios comes out and he just says, "Ah, so you wanna me to not bring chaos? Is that it?"
Yandala says, I don't really like chaos. But that's not the point. We are not interested in chaos or order. You see, Cord loves chaos. Erathis hates chaos. But they all want balance restored.
And you want this balance restored by just killing these gods, then, right?
No, we want balance restored by bringing back the gods who were slain. You think you could kill a god? That's absurd.
Well, there was this one time.
Here he goes, oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah, just see him up there when you.
Oh, he was so mad.
Oh man, that was good
But
times.
you know what?
Yeah.
Just like our two friends here, Groomch isn't totally gone.
Huh.
Somewhere he will be reborn as a mortal and not remember who he is unless someone restores him.
Huh. Huh.
That's how gods work. Sorry.
So how does this this brain wiping thing work?
Rod says, it's a modified memory spell. I cast it on you, and you forget what I tell you to forget, and I can make you remember things that didn't happen. I can change your name if I want. I don't know.
I'm all right with my name.
Rod says, hey, you guys met Abraxio, right?
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and him go way back. He was a mind flayer. I'm not exactly sure what you'd call him now, but he was born-ish with the telepathy, and he taught me a lot of stuff. So I can go in there and mix your brains up, and the mind flayers that are, still bad guys, they won't know what I did.
So you have a physical body now?
Apparently. Which is weird because I wasn't really Radomir Utgast. I was the echo of himself that he left in the tower. But apparently, I'm now a person too.
Great. Then I have something to stab if you mess it with too much in my brain.
Oh, come on, man. My first experience in this life was having a hangover, and now you want to stab me?
So,
anyone else have any other questions?
Oh, well. Zelios is just like, I still. Well, go on, Oven.
If you scramble this, can we go in and not be worried about mind flayers?
You mean you want me to erase the mind flayers as well from your memory?
No. Should we encounter them again, will they stop being as much of a problem?
Well, they seem to already know that Zelios is important. They seem to understand the concept of Akun, and they seem to want to control him, as do several other people, apparently. And I can't erase their memories, so that's just going to happen. But what I can do is erase your memories so that if they capture you or spy on you from a distance, they won't learn this information about the Queen and the Lord of Storms and the Goddess of Order. Because here's the key thing that I wonder if any of you picked up on. The mind wipe is not to protect you. It's to protect your gods.
Yep.
Because if you die, they can try again.
Well,
But, I mean, you like the Raven Queen, right?
of course.
You'd prefer if they didn't kill her. So there you go. I mean, you know.
Well,
Erie says at this point, Farak? Okay, this is really... Stop yelling! Stop yelling!
What?
No, I'm telling him. Shut up! I'm telling him. Okay, Cord came to the Shadowfell. And he's telling the Queen something. He wants you to know that if the Mind Flayers read your mind and find out about him, he's willing to fuck up whoever comes. Like he doesn't care if they find out. He's only keeping it secret because the Queen and Erathis seem scared. But Cord will just throw down. He wants you to know that.
Ooh, ha, ha.
Yeah. Cord says that these goddesses that he's teamed up with are afraid, but he is protecting them. That's what he wants you to know.
Honor.
Honor. Yeah. Also, he's really proud of you.
Yeah. We're doing this thing. But wait, does that mean that Cord doesn't want you to wipe all of my so you could wipe the I don't know how this works.
Yandala says, as I understand it, nobody cares about wiping your memory, Thruk. They seem to think that you don't understand enough to be a threat anyway.
Yeah, well, I mean, it shows how much they know.
Yeah, I mean, they don't want you to hit them, but they don't care what you know about them.
Huh. Yeah, all right.
Erie comes over and she's like hanging off your shoulder and she says, Hey Thruk. The Raven Queen?
Yeah.
The goddess of death? She doesn't want you to hit her.
Hey, so I don't have to worry about forgetting hanging out with you one more time, right?
Hmm.
She looks really sad when you say that. She goes, Thruk, you're gonna forget, but when someday you're gonna die. You know all die, right?
Oh yeah.
You've never seen one that didn't die at some point.
Well, I mean, I see a lot of them who haven't.
Well, you've seen some that haven't died yet, but they eat some bad meat and they die, or they get in a fight and they lose and they die, or they have an accident and they die.
Oh yeah, it happens all. Yeah.
Yeah. Or they get old and they die, like when they're 45.
Okay. Right.
Someday you're gonna die, Throck.
I mean, Throck did die once already.
When people die, or whoever,
Yeah.
they come to the Shadowfell before they go to where they go. The Shadowfell is the first place that you go when you die. And when you come here, where I am now, that's when we'll see each other. Okay?
And we'll hang out.
Yeah. Someday, someone's going to stab you in the eye, and it's going to go into your brain, and they're going to twist it around a lot, and you're going to die from that.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe they'll shove a sword up under your ribs, or maybe a mountain will collapse and fall on you.
You know,
you'll die.
I think that's the one that it'll have to be.
Well,
I think a mountain.
You'll
probably.
die. Or maybe Zelios is going to get mad, and he's going to lightning you because he sucks. He fucking sucks. And then you're going to die. And when that happens, then you're going to see me again. And we'll be happy.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let's do this thing.
Okay.
Wait, I got one more question.
Rod goes,
Does it even matter? Or forget it anyway.
Well, what about Zelios says? What about whatever god that I'm under?
they look at you and they say, well, you are not under a god. You have not chosen to worship a god. You have been courted by Asmodeus, the god of tyranny. You have been told of Pelor, the god of the sun. You have been raised by your cult to follow Tharizdun, the chained god. But you have not chosen any of them. You have not prayed to or worshipped any of them in any real way. Pelor is dead, like us. Tharizdun is chained. Asmodeus is one of those who slew us. So what about your god? As far as I can tell, you are your own god.
Well, yeah, but mostly because none of these gods have come up to me yet and talked to me. So I don't even know if they're real. But do your...
Eerie at this point rolls her eyes and says, Raylan... No, you're Zelios now. She says,
Yeah, Zelios.
Zelios, come on. I've seen you. You took the medallion, you called to Pelor, and you shot it into people. You have called upon the sun god and he answered you. Has Asmodeus done that? Has Tharizdun done that?
No.
Pelor was the god of your mother.
All right.
And then she mutters to Throck, God, I hate that guy.
All right, let's do this. But
Not really that bad, but
I'm still kind of iffy about this, but let's just do it anyway.
Okay.
I'm looking at Radomir and just holding my sword.
And he goes, he just looks at the sword and goes, I didn't even know I was going to be here. I mean, I did, but it's hard to explain.
I just really hope we all have a choice after this. These suggestions might manipulate us.
I'm not going to interfere with your free will.
In fact, I think that's what they're counting on, right? We bring chaos to the gods with our free will.
Yeah, exactly right. The free will's important, so I got to leave that in there. Plus, the spells that I know, I couldn't really take that away if I wanted to. Here's the thing. You're gonna forget this, but barely in the back of your subconscious, there's still going to be an impulse to seek out two things. One, the horse trees. And two, Da'ev, the great silver dragon. If you seek those two things, it will put you in the right place to find out what you need to know and to hopefully win the day before all of existence collapses. Because you remember when we were in the library in Graven Hollow and the Keeper of the Future stopped writing. That wasn't ominous or anything. So, be subliminally suggested as fast as you can. Okay? All right.
Throck turns to Eerie and goes, that might be what gets me. Collapse of everything.
Eerie goes, no, I don't think so.
Okay.
The collapse of everything might get me. Might.
All
Eerie,
right.
Eerie's pretty sure that Throck would survive the collapse of everything.
This is a fair assessment.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's had worse.
Yeah.
All right. Zaliel just sits down, waiting for the wipe, I guess.
All right. Okay, guys. Are you all consenting to the wipe at this point?
I.
Yep, if they're doing it, I'm doing it.
Okay. So, Yandala and Eerie and Carolynn, they bid their farewells, they say thank you, and they leave. They're just gone, leaving you alone in the room with Radomir Utgast. So, if everyone is consenting, Rod will wipe your memories of the conversation you just had. And
Wait. Zaliel says, "Will this be the last time I see you, Rod?"
Rod says, well, no, because after I wipe your memory, I'm going to be standing here.
In this room?
Yeah, I don't really know how to leave like they did. I'm apparently immortal now, and I guess I live in the palace.
So, will I still remember you?
You will remember walking into the room, seeing the orrery, and for some reason laying eyes upon me in the flesh for the first time. I'll make up a story about why I'm not in your head anymore.
Zaliel goes, okay.
I'm not a very good liar, mind you, but I've had a long time to practice what is known as bullshitting.
Well, thanks for showing me that one spell, at least.
With a fireball?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You're welcome. All right. Are we doing this or what?
Yep.
We are doing this.
Okay. Radomir Utgast, who now has his own body and his own spell slots, proceeds to cast Modify Memory on all four of you. None of you remember the conversation you just had at all. The new memory that he implants informs you that you came into this room, saw the orrery, were very impressed by it, and then saw Radomir Utgast standing in front of you. And we're very late for it, but that's where we're going to take our 10-minute break.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Yeah,
Alright.
we got into a heavy role play there. We're
I
gonna
don't
take
need a break.
we're gonna take 10 minutes. We'll be back to finish the last half hour of the show, and we'll see everyone then. It's 10:52 now. We'll see you all at 11:02. Welcome back.
Yo.
We have finished our 10-minute break. We've all run to the restroom and had a drink.
Yeah.
And maybe
Alan
eaten
looks
something.
like he's about to die.
I ate something.
No, I'm
Well,
fine.
he just found out he's not the most important person in the universe after all. So,
Still kind of important.
still kind of important.
You're still important to me, Alan.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay, I guess. Fine,
no, that's,
whatever.
No, that's sweet.
No.
That's
no,
sweet.
It's
I
too
guess.
late.
I guess.
You had your chance.
Yeah, apparently we are the important ones. All
Well.
right, so
I mean, there's give and take. Define important, So,
Still gotta protect the boy.
here's where we're at. You guys have just walked into this room, the orrery. You've seen the stars on the ceiling and walls projected from somewhere you can't tell where. You've seen these wooden and metal globes spinning around this mechanism at different speeds and different rates of rotation. You've seen this hole in the ceiling, and as you come in and stand in front of this machine, Darrow thinks that he glimpses someone behind the orrery and moves to the side to see who it is, Throck following. And at that point, they shake their heads and blink, and the person that they see standing there is Radomir Utgast.
how is this?
Whoa.
How are you here?
Rod
Rod,
says,
why you... Whoa.
"Oh, wow. Oh, I am glad to be out of there. Oh,
Zelios is like, oh. He's also like saying, ha, this feels good.
I said,
Alan kind of turns and looks at Zalius and goes, Weren't
yeah.
you?
Here, this was Nimir's
Peace at last.
This was Nimir's seeing room. It is warded and ensorcelled to reveal the truth to all who are in it. I think that by entering here, I was taken back to my true form.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, this is where Nimir, the Storm Giant King, would come. We knew of each other. We never actually met, but we were seers, so we knew of each other. And I think this is where he would come to read the stars and write his prophecies. You have one of them, yes? It's a prophecy of his.
The Zelios kind of looks at you guys.
Oven goes ahead and looks at Throck and says, My bag, if you would.
It's
yeah,
all
sure.
right, but you remember he talked about seeing things in the black of the sky and in the light of the moon. That's because he stood here and looked at the sky, and that's how he did his divining.
Press X for doubt.
This is our sky?
Well, there's only one sky.
Counterpoint.
And these are and
What?
these are
In the Shadowfell, there aren't any stars. So there's only one sky with stars, as far as you know.
So Zelios is kind of like confused for a second. Wait, wasn't Raylan outside this? Wasn't Raylan controlling before I came in this room?
Rod blinks and then says, I told you this is a room that reveals truth. When you came in, that which was hidden became known. Both myself and you were drawn out from where we were hidden.
What's hidden becomes known?
Yes, if you were to leave and come back in, possibly Raylan would manifest. Because right now he's hidden.
Daro, what are you currently right now?
Oh my god. I think I'm in my.
You're not in your true form right now, right?
Whoa, who just got run over by a truck?
Yeah, that was not loud.
That was me, I think.
Wow. That was the loudest thing on the show tonight.
Yeah. God, I usually have it written down, but it's been a month.
I don't think you're in your true form right now.
If I'm not in my true form, I'm in my
You were a werewolf at one point, but yeah, you were.
I'm in my like humanish looking Dara form.
Well, Zelios kind of looks at Daro. Is like, well, he's not in his true form. I don't think.
My ears are still pointy. I guess that's gonna stay that way.
Rod gestures to Daro and says, "Daro, do you know who your parents were?"
I never met them.
And yet, you have the ability to change and look like anyone or anything that you want, yes?
Yeah.
So, what is your true form? I know that, from my understanding, in the current age, changelings like yourself are always born to human parents. And you, with that sword, are probably a descendant of elves, and looking like a human with partially elven features, as much your true form as anything.
Okay.
Your logic is strange, but it makes sense.
You'd be surprised how often a wizard hears that.
Can Zelios roll an insight?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Insight check. 2. So I got a 16.
Rod beat you.
Ooh.
Okay. So I guess
You can tell something's wrong with him, but you're gonna assume that it is due to his obvious hangover.
okay.
So where can I just ask where you got a body from?
I'm going to be honest with you, young man. I have no idea. Nimir was of a race long dead, and I don't know how his stuff works. But if this is indeed a room where truth is revealed, and I am indeed an echo of the truth of Radomir Utgast, then perhaps this is reasonable.
So at this point, Steve, do any of us like feel like a pull towards those suggestions that were planted?
Nothing that is noticeable at this time.
Okay. So Zeos is gonna be like, well,
Yeah, at this point, your inclination is going to be to revert to whatever you were planning to do before you came in this room.
yeah. So Zeos is like, well, I'm gonna go because I don't know. This all seems kind of strange to me. So I'll let Raylan take care of this. So Raylan comes back.
Okay.
Yeah. But Zelios leaves, but you can tell Zelios is kind of like like something happened, but he's just not sure. So Raylan comes back, and Raylan says, "It's like Rod, you're out."
Yes, Raylan. I had a great time. Thanks for hosting me. Mr. Throck, I I don't really have anywhere else to go. Is it all right if I stay in your gigantic castle?
You know, there's just something that you just said that made me want to do an inside check.
What was that?
You said you had a good time over there.
Okay, roll an insight check.
Seven.
A good time.
Okay, even with a 7, you can tell that Rod is just being polite.
Yeah. Erie didn't like it either. Look, it's probably a lot more ooh-ha-ha in here. So yeah, hang out as long as you want. There's food.
I saw that. I can't wait to eat. Do you know, I haven't eaten, well, ever, but I don't remember having eaten for tens of thousands of years. Hundreds of thousands. Oh my gosh, this body has never had food in it.
Well, you just spend a little while and you'll never want to again.
He's going to run not very fast in an extremely old man kind of way, because this Radomir Utgast is in the body of someone who appears to be like 80 or 90 years old. And he's going to run as fast as he can over to the door, but he's going to stop before he exits the room. He'll push the door a little. It's well greased enough that it opens.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of gingerly puts a hand outside the room of truth. And when he discovers that he remains solid outside, then he's going to leave and go running down the hallway towards the food.
Man, it's like Raylan says, man, he's acting kind of weird. But whatever.
I turn around and notice that my shadow is still standing there. And I'm like, I don't remember separating my shadow.
That is, yeah. I don't remember that either.
You hear coming up from the hallway very faintly, Room of Truth!
Room of Truth. Okay.
I guess I'll let that one go to the explanation of strange magic that I don't understand anything about.
You know what? This room is really boring. I think I want to go find some weapons.
Oh yeah, Throck. There's actually a huge armory where there's a lot of weapons that I saw too.
Well, then why did we come here?
I just wanted to really see what was in here, but it's cool. I'll show you where that is, though.
All right. Yeah.
I'm gonna stay a little longer. I've never known that there was more planets, and I just want to look at them a little bit closer.
Yeah, you don't actually know the word planet. You don't.
Okay.
You don't really know what these spheres are.
I feel drawn to understanding more about what these things are that are circling the sun.
All right, that's fine. Alvin, what are you gonna do? So I caught you.
I appreciate that you. Yeah. Where was that book? Like after.
What, with the instructions that you fell asleep on?
Yeah.
That was way downstairs, in the opening floor room.
It's the teleporter room.
Hey, Trappy. Trappy's my
Hello.
buddy. Trappy's my buddy.
Yo.
Glad to see you.
Howdy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back down to that room and check out that book.
All right.
Oh yeah, because you can actually read it all.
Yeah.
Now that you're a little more sober.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm gonna lead Throck to the armory.
Okay, so Throck, when you get to the armory, you find absolutely nothing that you could reasonably use in battle. The closest thing is like a dagger, which for like a storm giant's dagger is like a long sword for you.
Mm-hmm.
But even so, the handle is too big. You can't use it. So, Daro, you said you're staying in the room?
Yeah, I just wanted to check out the planets, and I mean, there's no instructions or books that I can see, right? So I'm really just examining them and seeing what else is out there.
Yeah. Okay. So you can see. I mean, given the ceiling and the walls and the projection of the stars on them, you can assume that this mechanism in the center of the room has something to do with the cosmos. But you're
because there's a sun in the middle, right?
Yeah, and you can probably figure out that it's the sun, but given your complete lack of understanding of like astronomy or the existence of planets and moons, you probably can't figure out what the rest of those spheres are.
None of them has a moon that looks like ours.
No, they're not that photorealistic. They're just spheres.
Okay.
They're just globes.
Okay.
So, Raylan, were you going to go with Oven?
Well, first I showed Throck where the armory was.
Oh, right,
But
you're with Throck. I thought you were
yeah.
with Oven for some reason. Okay, so Oven, you are downstairs with the book. Because Throck put it on the floor, you're able to read it at your leisure. It is as tall as you are, and now that it's open, it's wider than you are tall.
Wow.
And as you turn its many pages, you see, the thing is, it's the writing, the giant script is also big, so it's not any longer than a regular book. But you understand that it is an owner's manual for this teleporter thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it gives instructions, some of which you don't understand because there's prerequisite knowledge that you don't have about giant magic and how it works. But you're able to get the gist. It's kind of like if you read the owner's manual of your car, and like the parts you care about you can understand, but then there's other parts where it's like you kind of have to be a mechanic to care about that. That's kind of how this is. You know how to point the thing where you want to go.
Okay.
Some of the fine controls are going to be out of your reach because they were designed for storm giants, and you literally have to reach over the gaping hole in the floor to grab where the symbols float. But you can reach enough of them to get it to point where you want. More or less.
Gotcha.
And that's what it says. And as you guys already discovered, because the cloud servant was kind enough to point it to the appropriate page, because of that, you already discovered that this medallion that Daro now has is kind of a back door for returning. The intended way that this was going to work was that there would be multiple cloud giants living in the palace. And if one of them needed to make a trip down somewhere in the world, another one would be here to open the gate for him to come back. And all that cloud giant would have to do is return to the designated spot and reach up in the air and climb out. And that would be it. But because A, there is no one else living in the palace, and B, you guys are short, it's just not going to work that way for you. So you could leave a rope like you've done before, but it says very clearly in the instructions that if you leave the portal open for too long, it could have some sort of magical backlash and cause damage and possibly cease to function entirely. So you're not going to be able to just leave a rope for hours and hours and hours.
So noted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, after messing around in the planetarium thingy for a while, I'm going to head back to the teleport room too.
Sorry, because I care about our viewers, I just want to answer Scotty's question. We're not going to get in combat tonight. We only have about 8 minutes of play left for tonight. Force Recon Fox is Matt, who is on our stream here. He's the one who's been answering you. He's correct. The best way to see that on our stream is to go watch an old episode on our YouTube channel, which you can see in the link below. But if you're here to learn anything about the mechanics of D&D, this is not the best night because we're mostly doing role-playing. So if you don't know how role-playing works, and that's what you want to know, this is a great episode to watch. Otherwise, this is not the one for you because there's no combat in it.
Mm-hmm.
There's plenty of combat in our archives. Plenty.
I mean,
Plenty. This is episode 45. So
we could.
the first
I
44.
could pick a fight with the Rock.
Yeah, the first 44 episodes are on YouTube. If you're gonna go to our Twitch archives, the last 3 shows we did were not this campaign. They were not this game. One of them was D&D, but 2 of them weren't.
That would actually be a good one to see the combat of because there's quite a bit of combat in the one shot.
That's true. 2 episodes back, there was quite a bit of combat.
Yeah.
And it was a one shot, so you could watch that and learn. Anyway, let's get back to our scene. Sorry, I saw a viewer asking questions I wanted to answer.
Yeah.
No, that's good.
That's fair.
I was trying to do as much as I could.
I appreciate that. Yeah. I wanted to take a moment rather than have you be distracted from the game.
Great. Yeah, so after messing with the planets, I'm going to head back down to the teleporter room. And I'm going to ask one of the cloud dudes to begin construction on a rope bridge above the porter room teleporter, or the circle, that we can sort of catch when we come launching out of it in the future.
Okay, he's going to need more specific instruction than that.
I'm going to draw some plans up for him. And it's going to be a bridge, kind of the same type of bridge you'd use to cross a ravine, like wood planks with like rope siding and stuff. And then some extra ropes hanging around just to grab onto.
Okay.
Because it can't be too rigid, otherwise we might hit it too hard or something. So I figured rope bridge would be a good. Also, Daro's not an engineer or anything, so that's what he came up with.
Yeah, actually, none of you are, so that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Should have brought Zach.
I feel like it's kind of like the science fair, where like everyone is smart, but no one knows what they're doing.
Yep.
That's what's happening right now. All right.
Great.
Cool.
So I give him the plans to do that. Also, I want to. So I'm gonna do a test where I take like just a piece of wood or something and try to adjust the finer tune controls with like touching the ones that we can't reach very well with a plank. And if that works, then I guess I'll use a piece of wood from now on to get those.
No dice. You got to touch it with your real hand.
Darn. All right. I guess we could build platforms, but anyway, the bridge is good enough for now.
Yeah.
I mean, the bridge is technically a platform.
Yeah, I just pictured that being a little higher than the controls.
Yeah, now the way this works, it's still going to have to be off to the side because basically not counting the symbols, what you essentially have is a concentric circle, with the outer circle being the hole in the floor and the inner circle being that ring you have to pass through to teleport down.
Yeah.
When you climb back up, you shoot out of the outer circle, which is dead center in the big hole. So if you build a bridge over the center, you're going to hit it when you come flying up.
Yeah.
So no matter what you do, you have to build it slightly to the side so that you have to grab it. So no matter how you do this, you're still going to have to grab something when you come flying out.
That's fine. At least there's something to grab.
Okay.
Anyway, that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Oh, while I'm like touching the controls and stuff, does it end up anywhere that like looks when I'm messing around with the control? Oh, I never mind. I didn't move, so it's still over the desert. Didn't work.
Throck, where are you right now?
Still playing with the giant weapons.
Okay. Radomir Utgast comes in and says, you were in the third place. I looked for you.
Oh.
I thought
hey, Ron.
I thought the food or the beds or the weapons. Throck.
Did you like the food?
Oh, yeah. He's actually got cake on his face right now.
Right.
He says to Throck, I wonder, where are you and your friends planning to go? But also, before you go, could you maybe instruct your cloud servants to do what I ask them to do? Because I don't really think I should leave here, and I'm a little bit old, and I would really like it if they did what I said.
Yeah, I can see how that would be. Yeah, all right. Well, it usually works.
Oh no! Sorry, I spaced for a second. Yeah, when you make the sound, he does appear.
Okay.
Your cloud servant
It took him a little while.
I thought that was just you
Usually
making
works.
an "I'm thinking" sound. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. So, can y'all do the same thing with this guy? He needs a lot of help.
Throck, Mr. Throck.
Really old. Yeah. What?
Just say these words to them. Please do what Radomir Utgast says.
Please do what Radomir
Utgast
says to do.
Okay.
Rodin.
He points at a cloud servant. You, sir, hold your right arm out straight. And he does. And Rod turns to you and goes, okay, good, thank you. Now they can bring me stuff when I'm in the bath.
Okay. Yeah. Have fun in the bath or.
Hey, listen,
eat food.
I'm about 300,000 years old, and I just feel like my adventuring days are done. That's all.
I don't understand that.
Cool. You're a great guy. And he's gonna leave.
Enjoy the bath.
Hey,
It's really nice.
listen, Ray boy.
Raylan.
My
you know
first
my
experience.
name.
Yes, but I'm hungover, and my first experience in a physical body was being hungover, and I have no problem living out whatever remains of my days in a palace for cloud giants. Because, unlike you, I was born old.
Okay.
I'm gonna die soon. And I'm gonna live
Okay.
here until I do.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So Raylan kind of just like puts his hands up. Well, Throck, should we go check out the teleporter?
That's right. You two go save the world. I'm gonna get drunk.
All right.
Outcast.
Away.
No, he just goes outcast and leaves.
All right.
Yeah, you wanna do that?
Yeah, we should go talk to the others.
Yeah. Hey, what do you think that the Giants did here for fun?
For fun?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
You know,
Doesn't really.
it seems pretty hard to get to. I mean, the door's open easy, but
Raylan.
everything else.
Raylan, roll insight.
All right. 19.
Okay. So when Throck asks, what do you think the Giants did for fun? You recall that on the way into the castle, between the outer wall and the palace itself, there was a gigantic courtyard where any number of games or competitions could have been held.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there was that big spot when we came in. They probably were playing games there. They probably fought each other, or like, I don't know, threw big rocks at each other and tried to catch it, maybe.
Or like smashed goblins when they tried to come up through the cloud.
Yeah, sure.
I think we should go there.
Sure, let's go. I mean, we're not really doing anything anyway. Let's go.
Rocks.
Yeah, let's go throw rocks.
What are Oven and Darrow doing right now? I think Oven's still looking at that book. What is Darrow doing?
Yeah,
I'm
Oven's
I'm liking this bonding.
Yeah.
Oven's yelling directions at Darrow, like, you can't have the rope in the hole for a long period of time. Something backfiring.
I feel like these two pairs that we have going right now are kind of like the truest pairs of this team. we have like the two like
Red shirts.
We got the red shirts. We got the black.
Yeah, well,
the
two red shirts are like the true monsters of the group, and the two black shirts are like the high contrast Kiss monsters who have like white skin and Gene Simmons sticking his tongue out.
I'll have you note that the way you positioned our characters,
yeah, I know,
you have them paired.
I know. I didn't do that on purpose, but yeah.
Nice.
So while we're like working on it and building the bridge and stuff, I'm gonna turn to Oven and be like, up until recently, I thought maybe we should just stay here. I mean, why not? We've earned it, right? But now I feel like there's something pulling. I don't know. I can't explain it.
This was never an end stop for me. We still have that city that we destroyed that we need to fix.
I mean, okay. I'm gonna start scrolling the whole over the city to try to get a look at it.
Okay.
And that cave that we came across.
You are not that like Darrow, you know how to get from one place to the next at ground level, but seeing things from the air is a new experience to you. Even a map is not usually as like if someone were to give you a map, it would usually be of the city that you're in or maybe of the nation, but a map of the whole continent is nothing you've ever seen. So
True, and I don't know. I don't know where I'm starting
find,
either.
yeah, trying to find Zahir. Oh, I will tell you this: when you left the room, the position of the thing reset to Jotunheim. And
okay.
Anytime you leave the controls alone, they're going to gradually sort of drift back to Jotunheim. Because that's where the castle actually is.
Okay. So I couldn't retrace our steps with it.
You could. It would take you a long time, but you could.
All right. Well,
If you were, you'd have to like look and think about things to understand how they would look from above. You'd have to really put thought into it, but you could absolutely trace your steps back to Zahir.
yeah, I feel like I've always known what direction we were going, at least, like north and south.
Yeah, and it's hard to tell north, south, east, west from above looking down because you can't see the sun.
That's true, and there's no compass.
Right, but once you get, you can follow the roads. Once you get south from Jotunheim, you can follow the roads through Lethia back to First Fall. Then you could mark, as you pass through First Fall, you could mark the direction going east and continue moving that direction until you see civilized lands again. At which point you could, after a while, find Zahir. Excuse me.
Okay. I'm doing that while we're talking.
Okay.
Do me and Throck find any rocks?
Any rocks outside?
In the courtyard, yeah.
No, it's a cloud.
I don't see any rocks, Throck.
It's probably for the best. Boy with the girl's name,
Doesn't Throck have a few?
Yeah, he does.
You can never have too many rocks.
That's true. Rock does. But they're all small except for the one that has the rope attached to it in the teleport room. So, I don't know. What's actually out there? Like, what's
There are a few structures. Like the castle, they seem to be made of cloud stuff that has been compressed into a hard surface. But to look at them from a distance, they seem like shacks and little houses that are meant to house things. Like in a regular castle, they would be like a stable and maybe a blacksmith's workstation and things like that. Of course, when you are in a giant's cloud area, I gotta give one of you guys admin permissions. When you guys are in a giant's cloud area, everything is huge. So you see this thing that from a distance looks like a shack, and when you approach it, it's 40 feet tall and empty. So there's nothing there. But you get the impression that at some point in the past, like everything else in the castle, this was meant to be a place that was inhabited by many, many giants.
Yep.
So, sorry.
Technical difficulties.
Just a thought. As I'm retracing our steps, I'm going to pass by that forest again, right? The horse tree.
You'll see it like a glancing blow, as it were, like just on the edge of your vision as you pass by it.
Okay. Does that trigger anything, or should I just do I just keep going past it?
No, you're just going to keep going past it.
Great.
Because remember, you guys didn't actually get very close to it. There was an hour or so where you and Zalios went down to it, but the group, in terms of your travel route, you went around it. So if you're following the route that you took, you're not going to see it. And even if you're just going east at random because you can't tell the route that you took, it's very unlikely that you're going to pass that spot.
Okay. Then I want to keep going to Zahir.
Okay. It does take you some time because even after you... The thing is, in the Untamed Steppes, there are no roads. So there's not much for you to follow landmark-wise. But once you get to civilized countries, you're able, because it's you, and you know your way around, you're able to eventually figure out what's what roads go where, and find your way back to Zahir.
Okay.
And that is where we're going to end for the night. So, to recap,
Man.
you
Excellent.
guys, Raylan and Throck are in the armory. Oven and Darrow have the teleporter pointed at Zahir. And that's where we're going to end for the night.
Well, we went out to the front area, but yeah.
Oh, right. I apologize. Yeah, you guys are out in front.
Looking for giant games.
All right, big night. Big night.
Excellent.
Yeah, there was
Lots of
a lot of
information.
info tonight. I tried to find a way to get a combat in here, but it just didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be.
I mean, there was no combat last session, but then again, we did have 3 other games in the middle with combat in them. So
Yeah. There was close when Greaves stocked
Throck, yeah.
Rock.
Yeah.
Erie intervened a little quick though. So.
I'm sure there'll be plenty of battles in the future.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And this guy that came in here spouting all kinds of nonsense.
Weird stuff.
Yeah. I mean, that was kind of fun, and I almost didn't want to ban him, but it was distracting me, honestly. That's the reason that I did it.
You gotta make a Canuck a mod.
Yeah.
Well, Canuck's asleep already. That's the problem.
Yeah.
He's East Coast time.
Okay. I guess make Matt a mod.
If anyone on the West Coast wants to do mod jobs.
I'm going to make all of you guys into mods. Can I do that from inside OBS? Let's see. I don't know.
We would.
You have to go to the chat, the Twitch chat.
Well, in OBS I have the Twitch chat, but I can right-click names and do different things, but apparently it's not working very well right now. All right. Anyway, I'll check that out later.
To offer a candy bar during this time.
The candy bar thing is kind of not valid during COVID, but here's the thing that our viewers from around the world may not quite get. We are in Los Angeles, California, which is like one of the last hotspots for COVID left on the planet. So we're going to be in quarantine for a long time still.
Yeah.
A lot of other people are winding down with their stay-at-home orders, but we're not. Because
back up.
Americans can't be bothered to actually obey the stay-at-home orders, apparently.
Americans can't be bothered to care about other people.
Yeah, that seems to be how it is. Anyway, I don't want to get into all that, but we're going to, long story short, we're going to be continuing to stream from a distance for a while. But when we come back, all these other people are going to be in the room with me here, just like they were for the first 20-something episodes.
I can't wait.
Seriously.
I can't wait either. I mean,
wait, are we?
Legitimately, here's the thing. Joshua and I both have people in our homes who are high risk. So we're going to be the last people back.
Yeah.
But when that happens, I'm going to be super happy because I miss you guys and I love you guys. So
Yeah.
at that time, the offer will be reinstated. That Joshua is going to buy a candy bar a week for whoever comes and does our tech work for us, so that I don't have to run the stream while I'm DMing. You saw, if you were watching, you saw how distracted I got just by the fact that I needed to ban someone in the chat. I could barely DM for a minute there. It was insane. Yeah. So we need someone here to sit at the computer so that I can just run a game and you can just run a show, and that'll be it. And Joshua's going to give you a candy bar for that.
You will get a candy. You tell me what kind you want.
Yeah, that is the offered contract rate for this job. Anyway, that's it for tonight.
Till we sell out.
Yeah.
We're very, very happy to be back in Archonia. We're going to be here for ever. So we'll see you all in a week. Matt, I have to ask you, are you going to be back next week?
As it stands, I currently am available.
Okay.
I hope so.
Check out our Discord. There's a link below the video. Whether you are on YouTube or Twitch, it's going to be in the description on YouTube. It's going to be in the details on Twitch. Check out our Discord. You can join that. And Matt has a gig-based profession where he sometimes just is gone. So we try to explain that in story. And when he has side quests, they're going to be in a channel called Daro's Daring Deeds on our Discord. So you can check that out. We're all in there regularly or semi-regularly, and you can talk to us about the show and the events on the show. And we hope to see you there. And if you don't want to join the Discord, that's fine. You can check us out next week on Twitch. We start 8:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time every Friday night on Twitch. And our older episodes go up on YouTube. I wish that I could say that they were like every Tuesday or something, but they're whenever I have the chance to edit them and get them up, they're going to be on YouTube. So check them out there, and hopefully we are in person in the same room again. 'Cause at this point, I feel like almost half of our episodes have been video chat episodes.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not, maybe a quarter, but it's too many.
I don't know.
Too many.
It's been a lot.
Yeah.
Man, I can't wait, man.
Since March.
I miss having you guys in the room with me. Is what I'm saying.
I can't wait.
Yeah. No,
Same.
there's something about being in person that just makes it more organic.
Yeah, and plus, like when you guys are here, it's more motivation for me to get like a cool setup on the table. You know.
Yes.
And those setups are cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I missed my Thruck Mini.
Yeah.
All
I miss-
all the minis
I
are
miss
here.
my.
We
miss my
haven't
Raylan
used the minis in 2 episodes.
It's okay.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
There
Anyway,
you go.
so it's
All right.
it's almost midnight. We're supposed to end at 11:30. All right. I'll see you guys next week. Thank you for watching. Thank you for playing, and
See you next week.
peace out.